How do you define success at this stage of your life?
Helping people, especially one of my best friends, sometimes needs help with different projects. I help him, and I also help my girlfriend with their school and stuff like that. And then I like to help my parents. Like, for example, I'm going to my parents' house tomorrow. They're 88 and 89 years old, and they need help with stuff. So I define helping people and doing good things to society as being a positive thing.
Okay. What roles do work, family, or community play in your sense of purpose?
Well, I have a sense of purpose, like I'm going to see my parents again because they need help. So that helps me feel better that I'm doing something for them. I also feel the same way about good friends, checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, if they have any concerns, if I can help them talk through issues and stuff like that. That makes me feel good.
What about your work?
I try to do the best I can in work. I tell people when I get to the job, I do perfect work. And when I do perfect work at the end, I think it's kind of funny. I kind of point it out because it's always perfect. And that makes me feel good. Gives me satisfaction inside.
Okay, next question. Do you feel more connected or isolated compared to earlier stages?
Well, it depends how old you're talking about. I think when you're like in grade school, you're definitely isolated. You're like with a few friends in your family. Then as you go through life, you meet friends in high school and college. And I think you have a lot of friends at that time in high school and college. But then after high school and college, you're not around as many people that often. So I think it's natural to feel more isolated later in life because you don't have the same amount of people like you did in college. So now you're more defined, like who you're ever living with or whatever your job is. You're more isolated. So I do feel more isolated now, but I guess that's part of just life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you mentored or supported younger people? How did that feel?
Well, it felt good to mentor younger people with like my work. Sometimes I help people do different projects. That's about all the mentoring I've done. I haven't done a lot of it. Just have to say that.
What challenges have you faced in balancing personal goals with responsibilities?
Well, I like to play a lot, but there are responsibilities. Like I have to go help my parents, like I mentioned, or help my girlfriend. Or the other day, my friend had some car problems. I had to go help him. So I would have preferred, well, when you got friends that have problems, you have to help them. That's what you have to do. Family with problems, you got to help them. That's what you have to do. So I don't know. I can't say much more about that.
Okay. Now, how do you reflect on your earlier life stages? Any regrets or proud moments?
Well, I think everybody has a lot of regrets, especially if they're our age. Looking back in life of past relationships, decisions we've made, financial, relationship-wise, there's a lot of regrets. There's also happy moments too, like I swam for 1,200 straight days, and that was a very difficult thing to do. I've also learned languages and traveled. I've helped a lot of people, so I think there's some benefits, but there's always going to be regrets. Always going to be regrets in life, and there's always going to be some things you're happy about. But I think the older you get, it depends on the person. Maybe you have more regrets. I don't know for sure. It all depends on the person.
How do you maintain emotional well-being in relationships?
Exercise, especially swimming. My girlfriend and I go swimming all the time, and it helps us relax.
Have your priorities shifted over time? If so, how?
That's kind of a difficult question, I have to say. They've definitely shifted. I think when I was younger, I was going to school. I was thinking about graduating from the university, what kind of degree I'm going to get, what kind of job I'm going to get. But when you get to a certain time when you're getting close to retirement, all that stuff goes away, like what you're going to study in college, how you're going to move in your career. Then it becomes more of a thing of, okay, where am I going to retire? What kind of house am I going to have? What kind of life am I going to have without a job? For example, am I going to garden a lot? Am I going to have some sort of hobby? Because you have to have some sort of hobby. So everything has to change that way. When you're younger, it's about building towards the future and branching out. And then you're hoping to get the fruits of your labor from what you did earlier in life. That's what the end of work should be.
Good. Thank you. What advice would you give to someone entering middle adulthood?
I would say maintain exercise, maintain your friendships. Friendships are very important. I've done a lot of scientific studies that if you have friendships and you're communicating with people, you live a lot longer and you're a lot happier. So I would say maintain relationships, maintain your health, maintain your physical activity.
Thank you.
You're welcome.